welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston and it's great to have you with me for our weekly overview this week for the week commencing the 10th of January 2022. January overview is out, the 2022 overview is out, so if you haven't yet checked them out, go and check them out now and be ready for what the month is asking you to pay attention to and our big overall theme for 2022. Right, so last week we started our year with the beginning of the I Ching cycle with hexagram 1, the creative, where we were given full permission to lean into the creative energy that's emerging, that's wanting to help us, to connect with others, to reach out to the fellowship, to like-minded people, and to start working on the abundance of the year that we are wanting to achieve. So what does this week have for us? So our first hexagram for this week is hexagram 54, Marrying Maiden. This is a challenging hexagram in that what it's asking us to do is a couple of things. Firstly, is to recognize that change works in very big cycles. Sometimes we aren't able to comprehend or understand those cycles and where they are leading us, but that they are leading us to fulfill our higher purpose. It's the story in ancient China of a marriage of a lady drawn into marriage with a prince or a king, and literally being, a few wives down in the hierarchy of queens. There have been quite a few queens ahead of her, and having to accept your change of status of being less than, lower than in the hierarchy, and being in a pecking order, needing to behave well in spite of not wanting to. And so what this process is about is accepting that in the case of this ancient story, leads us to understand that this lady becomes the future mother to the heir to the throne, a wonderful, bounteous king who really brings in a new age into ancient China. And so although she was a few rungs underneath where she felt she should be and she behaved well, she was being drawn into position where her purpose was guiding her to be for that particular situation. And that's what this week is drawing our attention to. So it might be hard to see how the big cycles of change are drawing us forward, because that is the point of big cycles of change, drawing us forward. We don't understand them. And so this week is about letting go of needing to understand, accepting that change is getting us into position and trusting the process. I always say with this hexagram, trust the process that's unfolding in your life, that is leading you to where you need to go, even though it's different from where you believe you need to go. Okay, the other part of this hexagram is tying to this idea of accepting a secondary position. I've spoken before of giving this example of you were a CEO in a previous company and now you've been retrenched or the company closed and now you're lower than in this new arrangement and coming to terms with your change of status. Okay, so if status is a big driver for you, this hexagram is going to challenge. If you are high trusting that the forces of nature, of the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, are guiding you forward, you're going to be fine. Okay. So that is what we're being asked to pay attention to. Now there are two changing lines in the 5th and the 6th position that are specifically guiding us to focus points for this week that we can really kind of wrap our heads around and concentrate our energy around. The first one in the 5th position is a beautiful position for this hexagram. It's stable. It's in the top trigram, right? It's in that 5th position. It's in a place of success. And what this line is saying is accept the secondary position, because bounty and fruits of your labors come because you do. Okay, so there's something around this process of acknowledging where am I in a secondary position, accept the second position or the 2IC, okay, accept that position because bounty comes because of it. All right, that's what the line is drawing our attention to. Now, the other line in the 6th position is right at the top. It's an influence that's moving out. And this talks about a lady brings a basket and the basket's empty, or she's pregnant, but she's not pregnant. The womb is full, but there's no babies going to come. Okay, there's a process here of something being there, but it's empty, it's barren. Okay, and it will not be different. It's a situation where we need to accept that Nothing is going to be born out of this. It's barren. It's a dead end. And what do we do with a dead end? We turn around and leave. So I believe in this week that with these two changing lines, we're going to come into awareness of two separate issues. They might be for you the same thing, okay? Two different perspectives on the same thing. But my sense is for most of us, we're going to experience this as being two different facets of our life. Maybe one work, one personal, or different types of work issues. One saying accept and step into the secondary position because it brings fruits, it brings harvest. The other one saying recognize that this is a barren, dead thing that's going nowhere and we need to get out of there. Okay, so work with those changing lines this week. Pay attention to how this specific pop of change with these two lines is giving us some guidance and some focus for the week, and work with this idea of trusting the process. This week, whatever happens, trust the process, trust the process. I can't see how these cycles are working out, and that's okay. I don't have to understand. I just have to trust myself, trust the process, and put one foot in front of the other. So then what is our outcome or second relating hexagram for this week? It's hexagram 10, treading. If you watched the overview for 2022, you would have seen I referred to treading as being our key theme that we were learning in 2021. And here it is in this week, we're being asked to pay attention to how we tread through things, how we make our way, putting one foot in front of the other, our process that we are following that's unfolding before us. And so the way that we do it, we don't try and run ahead and overdo ourselves and tread on the tail of the tiger that we are following, the powerful creative impulse that's leading us forward. We pace ourselves, we make our way step by step. We proceed cautiously and we proceed in a calm, methodical manner. So this week we have Marrying Maiden, which is all about our process guiding us forward, making choices to step into our power in a secondary position. And here we have the second hexagram being about making our way by putting one foot in front of the other. And I think this week we're going to face some decisions where we are making choices about the path we walk, our direction, how we're going to get there. And part of that is accepting some baskets are empty, some wombs are barren, and that taking the second position is actually a position of power. It gets us what we need. So good luck for this weekly overview. Go check out the monthly and the annual if you haven't yet done so. I look forward to seeing you at our next weekly overview and seeing how next week unfolds to support our manifestation of an abundance consciousness in 2022. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the socials, and I will definitely see you soon.